right, everybody. Welcome to the Studying Brew, episode 736. It's so good to be here on this Thursday evening of June 29th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, guys. And it is a special, amazing day because even though he says he only does the back office, guys, we wouldn't have a KonaButterflyz if it wasn't for this person right here next to me. And it is his birthday. Heck yeah.
No.
Yes.
No, it's not.
It is his birthday.
It is my birthday.
It is super his birthday, guys. But
But even that, they're not here for me.
I don't think y'all want to hear me sing.
They're not here for me.
Yeah, they are. Yes. So it is the Legends.
No.
I love you.
I was going to do it. I was going to play the Stevie Wonder Happy Birthday, but I don't got time for that. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being on here. We appreciate all of you. And even on my birthday, we're here and we're going to get this study session going on. It's been an amazing day and it's been an amazing one more year around the sun. So
that's right.
I'm here. I'm alive. I'm vertical. What else could I ask for? I'm blessed.
Yes.
And plus I get to be with all you people. So
Yes.
It's awesome. So thank you for being here. We're going to do, well, first, I guess, my name is Andy. I'm the guy that runs all the back office, as Brandy said, but you're not here for me. Let's be honest. You're here for Brandy. She's got her Series 6, 63, 26, 65, and that Series 7, which makes her more than qualified to teach you all the things you need to know. So that way you too can get that license. And tonight we are going to be doing some test taking techniques. Yep. In the thing we call the Series 6, where we have we go over 6 different, exam questions, and we're going to answer all of those with those test taking techniques.
Yes.
And it was kind of cool because tonight we got a message from one of our students who passed all his exams with us, Travis Cheatham, out there in El Paso, Texas. He's becoming a full-time teacher.
Yes.
And he just passed his teaching credentials, and he wanted to let us know test taking techniques. That's what he did on his on his teaching credentials. So even that helped him get that done. So congratulations to our student, Travis Cheatham. I told him to send me a passing picture. I want to put that on my Instagram.
For passing in El Paso.
Passing in El Paso. That's what they do in El Paso. They passo in El Paso. If you're having a hard time passing exams, you might want to move to El Paso. I heard they have a lot of passos.
Because it's...
I don't know what else to do with it. All right. So, and then our student who just talked the other night on Tuesday, Angel, just passed his Series 6, took a full simulated exam. Hasn't even really studied yet.
No.
I mean, shoot, guys, he only passed on Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday. Yeah.
Do you want to take a stab at what he got on his first simulated? Was it a 60, Randy? No. Was it a 50? Wrong direction. 70? 80? 90.
Yes.
Scored a 90% without even studying. Test taking techniques, not even really looking at the material at all. Just doing the Kona system, attending all the stuff we put there for you guys. 90% on his first go. That's where it's at. If you want to know if test taking techniques can help you, it sure as heck can. It sure as heck can.
That's right.
If all you got to do is just free your mind to it and just allow it to happen.
Yep.
So 90%. So if you don't think he's not speaking next week, I don't know what you're thinking. He should be testing next week.
Yes.
With those scores.
Yep.
And why not? Honestly.
Go for it.
I mean, I think he should review a little bit of content, but I would be okay with him actually just going in blind and scheduling it for probably Wednesday.
Let's say Wednesday because the 4th of July is on Tuesday.
Well, I don't want him working through month end, so
yeah. So I would say Wednesday.
Thursday. I think this time next week we should hear from him.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk to him and tell him to
I don't even
Thursday
know.
next week.
Yeah, I don't even know. I know his window's open, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I'm going to go for. If you're someone put in there, I'm scoring 80s in my simulated.
Yeah.
Why are you not scheduled to test like next week?
Yeah. And if you're scoring 60 in your simulateds, you should schedule for 10 days maybe.
Yeah, I would definitely.
Yeah.
Guys, you don't need to get like 90s and 100%.
No.
I'm going to give you a little secret. Those Kaplan questions, any Q bank, honestly, is not on the exam.
That is very true.
Stop trying to master a Q bank.
No,
they're not on there.
They're not.
They're just a great way to see where you stand.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, and to practice taking a test.
Right.
A test, not the test, a test.
Right. So if you're scoring above
Around.
passing, I would say 75.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Hey, and also, I was on a group earlier, because I like to, just get outside of my bubble and see what other people are talking about.
Yeah, I like to do that too.
And they were saying, a lot of people were saying that the test is so much easier than Kaplan because of the way Kaplan words the questions. So there again,
Stop trying to master Kaplan.
if you're averagely passing and you're finding those keywords and you're working those techniques, it is golden.
And then I talked to Mike Spencer, who just passed the SIE.
Yes.
Good example. He says, well, I asked him if he's did any scoring or is tested in the 6 yet since he passed, and he said no, not yet. I'm going to go ahead and have him do a simulator and see where he stands. But he goes, I was scoring in the 60s on the SIE practices and simulated until I finally got a 74 the day before the exam. The only time he ever got anything above was the day before.
Guys, I was looking back as much as I could, whatever screenshots I had. I actually probably never scored higher than like a 75, and most of the time it was below 70 in my full quizzes.
So if you're hearing me and I said, like, if you're scoring in your 80s, pull the trigger.
Just go, bro.
Go. Quit wasting time.
Yep.
You're good enough.
You got this.
If you're scoring 75s, I would pull the trigger.
If you're around 68, 70,
especially if it's your first go.
Go.
Those are great scores to go in there with. Go with the power of God and belief and faith and all the positivity I could possibly give you, because you can do it.
Yes,
you got it. You got it.
Yep.
You got it. Whatever it is, you got it.
It's yours.
There. So quit second guessing. Stop with the negativity. Stop wondering if you're ready yet. Yeah, you are.
Yep.
Stop dilly-dallying, my mom would say, right?
Right.
So there you go.
Yes.
All right, let's get this thing underway. Yeah, I just decided, just like 15-20 minutes ago, maybe.
Pretty much.
Brandy and I were talking about it. We didn't want to, but 4th of July, put this in your notes. I think we're gonna have a cancellation of all sessions on the 4th. I don't honestly think anybody's gonna be on for the lives and or the Studying Brew. Not enough to like make it worth it. That's what I think.
Yeah.
I don't think so. And then there's a month end going on for Primericans. So typically they have month end, what do they call month end hangover?
I think it's like a month end hangover.
Yeah. So,
and it's also a national holiday.
Yeah. So
That's going to be on.
Christina's like, I was going to be on.
Yeah.
If I'm wrong in my thinking, and if we get enough people to text me, message me before Sunday that they'll be on and they can commit to that, then maybe we'll do it. But I was thinking probably not.
I'm just going to throw it out there. The 26th, probably not.
Oh, the live session?
Yeah.
Yeah. Series 26 people don't show up.
Correct.
So that's a fact.
Yeah.
They're RVPs at this point, most of them, so they don't show up.
No. And then just again, Kona is a wimp. I don't want to say that, but this is not his favorite time of year. And I get worried about his.
Yeah,
his
he went
heart.
well. So the Studying Brew might not be on, but maybe we'll do the SIE live on Tuesday.
Okay.
Maybe we'll do that.
Yeah.
And then that'd be it. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah.
But unless I get a lot of people asking me.
Right.
All right. Ready to go?
Yeah.
Yeah, we live in a rural area and 4th of July has already started.
Yes, it has.
They already started fireworks. They don't know the calendar as well here.
No.
So they believe it's already the 4th.
Well, the month does start with a J and a U.
I mean, we literally have already had like different neighborhoods already have full on firework displays that are legal. They're set up by the city. They're like going off everywhere.
Yeah.
Like every day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know when this started, but the 4th has already started.
Let's just say lots of CBD for the dog already.
Yeah. So getting back to it, we're going to be starting a new month of July. If you want to get started on the online courses on demand, I mean, even if we don't have sessions, the great thing with Kona, we have a huge library. We have an archives are crazy amount of like live sessions you can always go watch. We have a great library that's on the Discord that Brandy's put together. We got almost I think there's 728 episodes of the Studying Brew available.
Yeah.
So you could go watch. We have a lot of them on YouTube. We have a lot on Facebook. There's a lot of those on the Telegram. So there's plenty that can be tapped into if we are not on, that is available for studying, plus our amazing Discord and all that great stuff. This is the next month, or next month is the month, you guys. You got to get on this thing. You really got to get your team on. We are literally doing tours of offices right now that we don't normally get to. We went to LA the other night, went and saw No Limit. We're going out to Las Vegas this weekend. We're going to go tap into a couple offices over there and go see what they're doing. And then next week we might be on the road again for the Studying Brew and everything else. We're going to go up towards Bakersfield, Fresno, Clovis, and we're going to hit up that area.
The SIE.
Oh, Visalia. But that's pretty much the same direction.
Yeah.
It's all,
I just can never pronounce that city.
it's all the farm towns up north and the cows. If you don't know California, that's where all that's where all your food comes from. So we're going up that way next week.
Yes.
So we're really trying to hit all the spots and try to talk to some of these offices that invited us out.
Yes.
If you are on the way, give me a shout, because I really want to get out there and I want to go meet up with people. I want to go and get some momentum going. We're at the halfway mark throughout the year, and we got the clock running.
Yes, we do.
And so the more people I can get this thing, and I want to get a lot of people their licenses, guys. Everybody's talking about how everything is, bad in the economic world, right? Everybody's got all this negativity. Look, if their things are tough, you got to get tougher. You got to find another way to bring in more money. You got to find another way to help yourself. You got to help your community. It's the time to buckle up, buckle in. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so we're right in there. And I want to make sure that everybody can get the opportunity, just like you are, the opportunity not only to do this business and to help themselves, but I want to get those people licensed so they can add another stream of income into their lives. A lot of you could use that extra income. And guys, I always talk about the greater good of helping people out there in the community. There's a lot of people who have a lot of 401ks that need to be moved. They've moved jobs. They've moved. They got, went from a different job to another job, and they still have 401ks out there that need to be under one plan, right? Their plan, their control. You have to be under your own control of your own money. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I say this all the time to people. If you weren't good enough for that job, then why is your money good enough? Why is it still there? You weren't good enough. Why is your money still there?
Right.
Move that.
Move it.
Put it under you. And so we need to get people that extra and get them going and get you guys your licenses so you can do that and get paid, man.
Yes.
Get paid. I'm talking to the agents on here. Get paid.
Get paid.
Honestly. And you're doing a good thing for good people at the same time. Since Brandy's been licensed, we have not paid like a couple of our bills because they're just paid by her monthly trails.
Yep.
They're taken care of. I'm just saying, isn't that nice to have a couple bills at least taken care of that you're not worrying about?
Yeah.
That's where you need to be, guys. On the most lowest level. Brandy doesn't do all that business all the time. I can't imagine if she did, but if she did, I'm just saying. Exactly. You could take care of quite a bit of bills without even doing that.
That's true.
So get yourself going and get going on it. And if RVPs reach out to me, we'd gladly take our show on the road. The summer, I really want to get out there and do this and meet up with a lot of offices and just do our thing in front of a live audience. I think it would be fun. It'd be great for the summer, and maybe it'll help people get a little bit less scared of taking the exams. So many people are so intimidated by these exams. You got to not do that. If you want to join us all, scan the QR code, hit the link in the chat. We got live sessions happening tomorrow. It is simply Your Question Friday. That's it. You bring the questions. Brandy's got the answers for the 63 and the 65. The fun starts at 7 a.m. in Hawaii, 10 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. in the East. 65, 8 a.m. in Hawaii, 11 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Mountain, 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. in the East. We are also going to be doing the SIE live recordings tomorrow. We're going to do books and records. Are we books and recording or books and records?
Books and records, and then I called it documents, but it's like the order tickets, the trade confirmations, and the account statements, like what's on each of those.
Yeah. So there you go. So be there. It's an extra benefit. It's an extra thing that we're doing for the SIE, for the people that are in that are those tiers, the $50 and the $100 program. They get that extra. You get on there. You get to be a part of our upgrading of our content. You get to see a sneak peek of where we're going with it. You get feedback. You get to give feedback. You get to be a part of the whole structure of it all. You can say, Brandy, yo, that doesn't work for me. I need you to do it again. You get to be a little bit of a director. She might ignore you, but I'm just saying, you get to help out a little bit and say,
I mean,
and help and be a part of the process. And why not? It's just another extra added on top of all of the things that we do. So that way you guys can get something a little more.
Just a little more.
So look for that email though. It is a different Zoom code for June. It is a special one just for them. So make sure at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time that email goes out. I didn't do all the breakdowns of when that is on here, but about 11 a.m., about 2 hours before the actual class starts, that's when you'll get the email with that special Zoom code. So pay attention to your email.
Yeah.
And it's the email attached to your Patreon.
Yes.
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 So whatever you have attached to that, that's where it's going.
Yeah.
All right. You ready to do this?
Yes.
Are we ready to get after it?
Yeah.
All right. Series 6. SIE, the 6, the 63, the 26, 65, and 7. We're going to do 6 questions, 6 answered, all with test taking techniques, and we're going to do that now. Pay attention to Brandy, what she's writing, how she attacks it, what are the patterns, all those different things. How is she writing on her page? You just want to mimic what she does. She's got 5 exams done. I would do it, right?
Yeah.
Why not? It'll help you out. It's helping Angel out. Shoot, he's already scoring 90%. He haven't even studied the 63 yet.
What the?
So that's what you want to do.
Yes.
Guys, pass notice is all we're going for here. Who cares? Do you think they care if Angel doesn't know every little, amount of content that's in the 63?
Right.
No. They ain't checking him at the door. They just he passed.
They're like, did you study with that KonaButterflyz?
63, done.
No, they don't.
They don't check your work.
Hey.
Collect the pass notice and go home and get trained and start doing your business.
Yeah.
Because you know what? 90% of the stuff you're learning is not going to be used in the field anyway.
Nope.
So just get the pass notice and let your trainers take over after that.
Yes.
All right, let's go.
All right. So we're going to go what we do, like kind of what we do on Mondays and Tuesdays. We're going to do the keywords, right? I got some content sometimes to back it up, right? And honestly, guys, because it was technique week,
right?
Because it was technique week, there's no theme to these. It was literally just the next question in the quizzes. That's all these are. Okay. So these are completely random, right? So I have sector risk, political risk, business risk, interest rate risk, right? So if I was looking at this, I'd go, okay, well, interest rate risk is obviously going to have something to do with interest rates, right? Business risk is usually one business, one company. By the way, fun fact in the news, not telling you to go out and buy this. I don't really care. I don't own it. But guys, Apple is on the cusp of being the first $3 trillion worldwide company. We're almost there. 2.982 trillion at market close today.
I mean, if you hate Apple or dislike Apple, the cool thing about it is it's an American company that's going to be that first 3 trillion.
Yes,
I think that's cool.
It is cool.
I'm all about Team America.
Guys, the business news is watching it. The business news is like, what? How much closer can we get? Anyways, so, sorry.
I don't care if half of it's made in China. Still Team America, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So political risk probably has something to do with government, I'm guessing, and then sector risk. I'm going to reach back to this, right? The only time I've ever heard of sectors is when I think there was a movie, I want to say it was 28 Days or something like that. It was old movie. And it was they talked about sector 1. Have you guys ever heard of that? Sector 5, sector,
yeah.
And basically it's just a certain section, right? And in securities world, that certain section can be anything from a certain area or maybe a certain industry, right? But just think of it like a certain section. Get it? Sector, section. See how that goes?
Yeah.
All right. So that's all we're going to do. And now we're going to match in the question. Boom. A portfolio that has a large percentage of investments in companies involved in natural resource development would most likely be subject would be most subject to which of the following type of risk, right? So if I go through this just really quickly, there's no mention of interest rates. It says companies, so that's not one business. I don't see anything mentioned about government, so you're out. So we're going to go with sector risk. Boom.
Bam.
Guys. Yep, that's it, right?
Bob's your uncle.
That's right.
Or Roberto.
Right.
Depending where you're from.
Depending on where you're from. All right. Okay, so I have in writing. I have both orally and in writing. I have electronically, or I have orally, right? So basically, do I have to say it? Does it have to be in writing? Electronically, like what, like a marquee, like that thing, like the little, like I always think, I don't know why electronically, I always think of like that you know those little digital signs that are like red, they have like the red dots, like the right. That's what I always think of. And then orally, or verbally. So I'm looking at this, I'm like, okay, well, this is most things, right? Most things have to be done in writing, but there's one particular thing that has to be done both like in writing and verbally, and that's if there is a broker dealer located in a bank. Okay, so a broker dealer in a bank. And then like, guys, electronically is basically the same as saying writing. And I don't know anything, right? I see it in the chat. A and C are the same, right? But I don't know anything that's like I don't know, like no, like I'm just gonna write no on orally, because there's just nothing that just gets done verbally. Everything, there has to be a paper trail for it, right? So let's go. So let's do this. I have an idea. I didn't even think about this when I pulled this question, but let's do this, right? We already said like nothing is done orally, just verbally. We've got A and C are literally the same thing, so I can't pick one of those, right? So then that means I bet you the answer is B, just based on breaking down our answer. With not even looking, and like not even looking at the keywords, right? Not even looking at the associations, just kind of looking at like what's going on there. So check it out. Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot about a lot, right? ABC Broker Dealers offers its services on location at a bank. Boom. Broker dealer in a bank. That is our answer today, right?
Right.
So look at that. Based on a technique confirmed in the question. Based on a technique confirmed in a question. I like those. Those are my favorite. All right. So I have. Okay, I'm not going to lie. This one caught me a little bit, but I redirected. Okay. I have the individual who declared bankruptcy this year. I have an individual who was convicted. That's huge. Of felony. That's also huge. 15 years ago. Guys, if there's anything that we've learned in securities, I mean, in the Series 63, you got to pay attention to those numbers. You got to pay attention to the numbers, because there's always, it seems like, I don't want to say always, but it seems like there is usually some sort of curveball or twist happening with those numbers. Okay. The individual who filed a misleading application for registration, we can't ever do that. And then the individual who failed to supervise at an RIA, registered investment advisor, right? So we've got some pretty heavy things happening here, right? And so I'm just going to go back and kind of just circle them so we know. We got a declared of bankruptcy, we got convicted of a felony, but 15 years ago, we got misleading, and we got failed to supervise. Okay, those are all pretty big things. Failed to supervise, right? So I read this question and I was laughing. After watching a lot of Jim Cramer and CNBC, by the way, I'm not subscribing to that person. It's just the question. Several members of a gang decide that they are bored with their gang activities and instead want to work as agents of a broker dealer or an investment advisor representative.
What a question. What a question.
I'm like, what the heck? I'm like,
they're just sitting around and
hey,
you know what? I'm kind of bored with this gang stuff. Let's go into investing. Sounds like that's where the action's at.
Got bored with their gang activities. I feel like it was a whalers.
You said it. I didn't. You're all thinking it, but I'm just saying this is odd.
The administrator would not have grounds. So basically would not have grounds to deny the application of which of the following. Okay. So guys, remember what I said about the twist. Now I'm like, can the administrator really deny if you file for bankruptcy this year? And then I got to thinking, if you mismanaged your own money, Can I really trust you to manage somebody else's money? Or I'm just going to say it, you're a gang member and you just filed for bankruptcy, so you don't really have any money. Can I trust that you're not going to take somebody else's money?
Right.
Okay. So I was looking at that though, because my brain wanted to pick bankruptcy. But then, guys, remember what I said about the twist? The magic number is 10 years ago. This was 15 years ago.
That's past.
That's past. It's like more than.
That's more than. You're forgiven.
And that's the number that they went with. That was what they went. Remember what I said about the 63? The number is usually the twist.
So I was kind of not involved in the last two questions because I saw something in the news and I wanted to bring it up because it's kind of important.
Mm-hmm.
So yesterday they announced the death of a very important person. He died on June 22nd. His name was Harry Markowitz. If you guys don't know that name, you kind of should, because he is the person who actually invented and brought forth the mutual fund. He also invented diverse investing. He also was the one who was the origin of the hedge fund. He's the one that came up with the coin. Don't put up all the adage. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. In the world of investing in stock, developing theories of diverse portfolios and inspired the growth of the mutual funds and other market hedge strategies.
That is where I've seen his name.
He died at the age of 95.
Darn.
So
the Series 65 talks about like portfolio management and stuff like that. Markowitz is a name that pops up.
Yep. So yeah, the godfather of all of that died the other day.
Aw.
So kind of important.
That is important.
So there you go. Not on the test.
No. Markowitz is not on the test.
Just a fun fact.
It is a fun fact. All right. Interest rate, maturity, call rate, yield. Now, I was looking at these and I was like, I want to try to find a pattern in these. Okay. And if I was looking at a pattern, interest rate can change, right? I mean, it can change with like, the interest rate. How do I want to say it? It's different. How about that?
It goes up and down.
It goes up and down, but it's also different in a way that bond A and bond B might have different interest rates. So it's not like there's not a standard interest rate for everything.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. So different bonds will have different interest rates. There's not a set one. Like interest rates aren't always going to be 8.
There you
go.
Not
always going to be marked at 9. There's no standard that they all have to be a certain percentage.
Exactly. Thank you for interpreting, Brandy.
Trying.
Maturity, when we're talking about bonds, is usually $1,000. That is set.
And that's in the exam world, right?
Right.
Or is that in real life?
It's pretty much in real life. I think at least I haven't really.
Doesn't matter. On the exam, maturity is 1,000.
Call rate. That call is a rate, and guess what? That's going to also change depending on, that's going to be different and change.
Yeah, depending on.
It's gonna vary.
Depending on where they want that call to be, right?
Yeah, and it also depends on, exactly. There's a lot of factors.
They set it in different spots.
Exactly. And yield, well, we could talk about the nominal yield. We could talk about the yield to call. We could talk about the yield to maturity. We could talk about current yield. So there's many different yields, right?
And they all yield differently. No,
yes.
Am I wrong?
No, you're right. Absolutely. He's absolutely right. Yes, mark it down.
So if I'm having to guess, set is the only different one.
This is the only one that's a different, stands out, right? It stands out.
By the way, if you guys heard me the other night, I said to somebody, or maybe I did it on something else, but I was coaching somebody earlier, and I said, you're scoring 80% in your simulated. Your exam's a couple days away or a few days away. This is a drill that you can do, guys, right here, what we just did.
Yes.
If you're scoring high, this is the drill that I would do right here. Try to get the answer without even looking at the question.
Right.
Why would you do that? It is just to sharpen your observation skills. It's to pay attention to those checks and balances that you go through when you're observing stuff and looking at the patterns, the keywords, all that stuff. Because the exam is going to be intimidating. The exam is going to have different sets of words and questions, and it's going to be worded differently. So if you can identify stuff like that and you're sharp on it, even better.
Yes.
So, and this is for people that are already scoring pretty good.
Mhm.
This is just a nice drill to add. And that's what we did just here.
Exactly.
Got the answer without even looking at the question.
Exactly. So the question says the duration of a zero coupon bond will always be equal. Guys, there's only one thing. Like if zero coupon is one thing, zero coupon means there's no coupon. It means 0%, right? And that's always set that way. Zero coupon, 0%. So if it's saying it's always equal to what on this list is the only thing that doesn't change? Maturity. The par value doesn't change. So that's what I kind of related it to. Oh, hey, if maturity is the only thing that doesn't change, zero coupon doesn't change. It's always equal to the other thing that doesn't change. Make sense?
Exactly.
And boom, that's the answer. By the way, guys, I would memorize this term. I would memorize the statement, the duration of a zero coupon bond will always be equal to its maturity. I don't know why, but Kaplan loves that statement. Even though it's not a Kaplan question, Kaplan loves. I would like to find a bond that has a duration that's equal to its maturity. Which one would you pick? Zero coupon. Why? Because it's that statement. I don't know why.
But there you go. And that goes on the SIE. I know it's a Series 7, but that's an SIE question.
It's an SIE and 6.
So if you don't know that, I would have already taken note of that. I'd write it down, memorize that.
Yes.
And have that backwards and forwards in my brain.
Yes.
Look at that. Free for the price of your internet.
Right.
Look what you got.
Exactly. Speaking of that same kind of flow, I got an expected return. I got a percentage of par. I got current yield and nominal yield. Okay. Now, again, with this idea, expected return is usually in a percentage. I expect to see 5%, 6%. Right?
It's also not realized.
It's not because it's expected.
Right.
Good choice. Current yield is also given in a percentage form.
But that is realized.
Yes. And nominal yield is also given in a percentage form. Now, here's the thing that throws it off. B says it's a percentage of par. But what that means, it's not, it's like saying this. If I say 95, I'm actually saying 95% of par, which means I'm actually saying add a dollar sign, add a zero. This is a bond quote. The only time I've ever seen percentage of par is in bond quotes. It's in the SIE study guide.
So if I see percentage of par, I'm going to put that in my brain that's going to be a bond quote.
Yes.
Regardless of what numbers are shown.
Right.
If somewhere in the question I see bond quote,
right,
I'm looking for percentage of par.
And you usually see it like that, 95%. Because you got to think newspapers back in the day, they're not putting a bunch of symbols. Just going to put 95.
And this isn't, we're talking about just mastering Kaplan here. This is how the exams are done.
Yeah. Check it out. How are corporate bonds typically quoted?
There was your key word, quoted.
Boom. Boom. We're quoted as a percentage of par. Boom.
Corporate bond is a bond quote.
Yes.
They're saying bond quote.
Yeah.
What are we looking for?
Boom.
Percentage of par.
Exactly.
Because you guys are all smart and you're going to put that in your brain. You took note of that on the Studying Brew episode 736. And you're like, you know what? I'm not studying for the Series 6 yet, but you know what? I'm going there and I'm going to put that in my noodle.
It's in the SIE too.
Oh, there you go.
See? Boom. All right. Here we go.
Look at that. For the price of your internet, people.
So much.
Price of your internet.
Today. So much today. All right. They never need to be pre-approved by the principal of a firm. They must always be pre-approved by the principal of a firm. They are typically only pre-approved by a firm principal if they make specific investment recommendations.
Wow. That's very specific.
It is, right? Some of them may require that a member firm enforce supervisory procedures to govern their compliance with FINRAs. I mean, I've never seen this. Can I be real? Guys, I do a lot of rule looking up. That's where you guys get content from us, is I actually go to the rules to look up the content, and I've never seen this.
I know that some people are going, okay, so we've done Mona. I've attended your workshops, Randy.
Right.
Typically on a Saturday at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, free with the same Studying Brew Zoom code.
Yes.
Check your local listings.
We'll be back.
But typically I see that, right? And you told me must, only, never, always are usually not true, except when we're talking about rules.
Yes. And the other thing about that is sometimes when you guys see only if, that doesn't necessarily mean you should, because only if isn't only. Crazy, right? Only if puts a condition on it.
It's a conditional, so it's not the same.
Exactly, because only means one thing. Only if means a certain circumstance.
So I'm looking at this. Okay, maybe I fell asleep on your only if, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would even look for, if I would, before I even look at the question, I'm like, well, maybe this is an accept. Because D is kind of like, well, we already marked it out. It doesn't fit.
It's true.
Maybe it's an accept. I don't know. I don't even know what the answer is to this.
Right.
I'm just making observations.
We don't even know what we're talking about.
But I wasn't falling asleep, and you said only if. So that's going to put a question mark in my brain.
Yes, that's a question. That's my flags, by the way. My flags are getting.
And then I'm going to go read the question.
Yes, I'm going to read the question on this one because I don't like A, I don't like B, I really like C. But let me confirm with the question, right? And it says this: which of the following is true regarding interactive real-time communications between a broker-dealer and the public? Guys, anytime you are specifically making a recommendation or you're talking specifically about a certain security, that is when you've crossed the line, and that's when you need to get your principal involved. If you guys notice, I'm very careful when I give my explanations and my examples. ABC Corporation, XYZ Corporation, CDE Corporation. Even though I'm not making recommendations to you, I am actively licensed. So I try not to give real world examples because I don't want it to be construed as a recommendation.
Exactly. That's why we don't name brand over here or name companies or name anything, because anybody could take it out of context.
Exactly.
And that could be really detrimental to her licenses.
Correct.
And you will have to follow those rules too.
Yes, you will.
Because you know why?
Why?
Because you all are going to get licensed. That's why. And you're going to have to be compliant, and you're going to have to do it. So Brandy is teaching you already how to be compliant.
That's right.
And if you're in Primerica, Brandy does know, because she was an OSJ coordinator for a while.
Yes.
So she really knows the rules and regulations and what you can and cannot do. And just trying to keep you guys on the straight and narrow so you keep your licenses. Because you know why? Because you work real hard.
Yes.
Because you are up at this hour.
Yes.
And you were listening, and you were taking notes when other people were sleeping.
That's right.
Don't let that go to waste. Don't go to spoil. You guys worked hard for this. Keep them and always be compliant, right?
Yes.
But first we got to get them. So go get your study session on. We'll see you guys. If you're always on our Studying Brew on the free, we'll see you on Monday. But for members, we'll be back on tomorrow for those live sessions. Sunday we'll be on for the evening espresso, fresh from the Vegas trip. So we might have some stories about that, but we'll have a really good one put together for you guys on Sunday. And until then, everybody, stay safe out there. Keep studying.
Yes.
4th of July activities or not. Keep studying. Stay consistent. Don't go on vacation from your studies. It'll set you back a week, if not more.
Yes.
So stay safe out there. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Don't touch your friend's face. That's all I know. And keep that positive mental attitude. PMA, everybody. Have a great night.
Thank you guys so much for being on. We super appreciate you. Don't forget to take your quick quizzes tonight and through the weekend and on the holiday. And we will see you guys next time. Have a great one.
And one last reminder. Remember, if you get a felony DUI this holiday, you will be disqualified from getting your investment licenses.
Yes.
So
Uber.
Be smart. Uber.
Lyft.
Get a Lyft. Get a friend. Go recruit a friend to drive your drunk butt home.
Yes, guys.
Don't drive.
Be safe.
All right, everybody. Have a great weekend. Take care.